good life. Know what's the meaning of the line? Tell me. Well, it's like dreaming of your goals, ambitions. I'm feeling free. I'm on this mission to achieve. What's in your mind's eye? What you believe you should gain. Satisfaction become a shining example. A test is a sample of a new race that has ample supply positivity. You mean flow? Well, like electricity. So you see a clear way with no ambiguity. Don't you know?
Elevate your mind, free soul. Come on. Feel the feeling, body to control. Elevate your mind, free your soul. Hey. Feel the feeling, get your body take control.
Well, don't be afraid to experiment, you know. Go ahead, you know, and implement your ideas, your notions. Put them in motion, like the way you funky dress has spoken to you. So listen up loud and clear. This is a word you must be aware of. What you gonna do, put it in your life too. Now that's the meaning of the line.
Elevate your mind, free soul. Come on. Feel the feeling, let your body take control. Elevate your mind, free your soul. Feel the feeling, let your body take control.
So there it is. Work it out for yourself. Yeah, be selective, be objective, be an asset to the collective. So you know you gotta get alive.
Hey. Hey. Elevate your mind, free your soul. Keep the feeling, let your body take control. Elevate your mind, free your soul. Keep the feeling, let your body take control. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. What's going on, everybody? Everybody, what's going on? This is your girl, Creole Butterfly, Libra Butterfly, Coco 909, coming to you from the great state of Kentucky, where the women are beautiful and the horses are fast. The horses are beautiful and the women are fast. It just really depends on what you like. I want to say happy anniversary, happy bar mitzvah, happy birthday, happy quinceañera to Lottie Dottie and every darn baddie under the sound of my voice, okay? I don't know what sign it is this month. If you go by the signs, whatever, I have no idea. I think it's Gemini. Yeah, because my daughter is a Gemini. My deceased daughter, her birthday's coming up. So I think it's Gemini. Anyway, hey, Geminis. Hey, y'all. Smooches to y'all. Girl, it's several topics. Okay. And so, I'm the Oprah of the what? The smooches. So you get a smooch, everybody gets to smooch. And just in case somebody didn't tell you today that they love you, I love you. Okay? Smooches. Mwah. Now let's get her in. Let's get her in. Hold on, because my Wi-Fi won't fall. See, it won't let me be great. It will not let me be great. And y'all know I got a praise report for y'all, right? Okay. So hold on, because we're going to get to the first one since I got it pulled up and ready to gizmo. Hold on. Let me make sure I got it up. Hold on. Yep. I have a question to all my male subscribers And there are to a little of my female subscribers. I have questions. I'm like Miss O, and shout out to Verbal Assassin. I'm like her. I just got some questions, okay? I just, Boo Boo Kitty. Boo Boo Kitty. All right. Uh, let me play this. Let me play this. Ooh, my arm keeps snapping. Let me play this.
Hey!
Okay, so I'm turning the music off because I don't want them to ding me for the music, okay? What in the French poodle? What in the Hello Kitty? What in the what are you teaching your sons? What in the I got questions. Yeah.
Got two sons. We like.
Look at his son. Here's the other son. Here's the daddy. Pole dancing much? A man, and you don't taught your sons how to pole dance? Okay, can somebody tell me why? Okay, Tracy, thank you. Okay, I thought it was just me. Hold on.
I mean, I got two sons. Got two sons. We like.
We just got questions. Okay. We just got questions. That's it. I have many questions. I'm trying to keep them respectful, Yeah. What in the who is this calling me? They would call me now. Hold on, y'all. I gotta take this one. Okay. You know what I hate is when somebody call you and you say hello and it's a big old pause. Then they say hello, click, because that means you're trying to sell me something. Bye, click. No, I don't want it. Thank you very much. Okay. No shade. Adult entertainment makes more than I know, but males I've never seen. Now I used to be well, maybe you don't must be, but I used to strip. Okay, that was one of my jobs that I that I had. Okay, I used to be a stripper, right? And I've never seen. I used to date a stripper. You feel me? He was straight man, but he's a stripper. He's actually in a certain movie, and I'm gonna tell y'all what the movie is, so y'all can go look at him, and then y'all can understand how I used to date him. Okay, I'm just saying though, I ain't never seen a man spin around on a pole. And I know strippers. I know a whole bunch of strippers. I got friends that are still strippers, men. Couple of them married to women, okay? But that's their extracurricular activity because, like you said, it's good money, okay? When I was raising my children, that was my extracurricular side job that made good money. So we lived kind of good over here as a single mother with some children, okay? But I've never seen a man spin spin on the pole. Oh, a chip went down the wrong one. Spin on the pole and teach his kids. Yeah, we gotta watch this again. IJS. I'm just saying. I'm asking for a friend. Okay, let's go. And somebody thought this was good to record and put on the tube of the U and out in the atmosphere of social media. Who thought this was a good idea? I'm like this man right here. Hold on. I pressed the wrong one. Hold on. So men, my men
I got
followers,
two sons.
would you teach your sons how to pole dance and would you pole dance? I had to eat. There's many things I can see a dad teaching his sons. Maybe not this.
I mean, I got two sons.
I got two
I got
sons.
two sons. We like, uh,
Okay, we're going. Okay. I don't want to be the dead horse to water. What's up, 300? I don't want to be the dead horse to water. But y'all, yeah, I'm so confusion. I'm so confusion, and I needed y'all help with that. I really did. And let me apologize, y'all. My time has been off today. While I get to this next story, say this is our commercial break. Shout out to Space Safe. Say this is our commercial break, okay? How the hell? Oh my gosh. I was gonna text you last night and I'm like, I know he's busy because I know what your situation is. But you were on my mind. I swear for you was on my mind. You really were. You know. Y'all stop meddling. This is just between me and D Ham, okay? Anyway. But I couldn't see no man teaching us how to pole dance. I just could I are you welcome, love. You welcome. Um so yeah, okay. So anyway, just to bring, break the monotony because I got a lot to talk about today and I got a short time to talk about it. Hey, happy life, welcome over, love muffin. Welcome over. Um, did you see that D Ham? Did you see that dad and his two sons pole dancing? You gotta go back and watch that. Not right now, but watch because I'm asking the question. I don't know too many men that's gonna first of all learn how to pole dance. Second of all, teach their sons how to pole dance. That's kind of it's interesting. It's interesting. I ain't gonna make no statement. I'm just gonna say it's very interesting. Okay. See, happy life. Why are you all up in the business of the flavor? That is my friend. Okay. That is my friend. Okay. Oh, you didn't see it. Okay. It's at the very. Are you? Yeah. After this is over, just go back and look at it real quick because I know you're gonna. I know you're gonna say, "My God, today." ah! Before I do this next one, let me go ahead. Like I said, this is a commercial port. Shout out to Safe Space. He's got me wanting to do commercials in between each thing that I talk about because y'all know me. I can just run them through, right? But anyway, let me tell y'all. Y'all know I always give God glory. You know what I'm saying? It don't take much for me. But something happened today. I went to the store because I had to get thank you. I had to get a couple of things, a couple of groceries, but I wanted to make my own because okay, there are certain things that I make from scratch that's better than store bought. Okay, actually, most of my food is better than if you go back. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. And so one of the things that my late husband used to love too is when we have hoagie night and I make my dip for the chips and stuff. And I had a taste for my dip, and I had one thing, but not the other thing, and not the other thing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never got two things to match: peanut, no butter, Kool-Aid, no sugar. You feel what I'm saying? So, I'm like, well, let me go on and go to the store. I know how much I got on this cord because I always check, right? I always check my cords or whatever. And I'm like, I wish I had some food stamps. Y'all heard me, right? I wish I had some. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna leave it alone because I got to talk about food stamps too, right? And so anyway, I get to the store, everything I want. And plus, shout out to Lori, aka Lolo. Let me tell you, Lori, thank you for introducing me to Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee because I never drank iced coffee. I drink frappe and hot coffee. Just because of you, I started going to Dunkin' Donuts, and then I got a membership to Panera Bread to where I pay $3 a month and get all the drinks I want for free. So I started, trying their iced coffees. They're a suck. So I said, you know what? I'm very intelligent, and I used to be a chef. I was a chef for 2 years. I said I can make my own. I'm gonna try to make my own, and it's more to iced coffee, y'all, than just making some coffee, pouring it over ice. It's more to it than that. And I had almost everything I wanted in my own house. I'm like, what? Dang, I'm doing the dang thing. I got the foam and everything. I said, I'm just missing the caramel. Now I had vanilla, so I made vanilla this morning. It was thunder. So when I went to the store, that's what I went for, is to re-up on some coffee stuff, get a couple of meals, and all that. And like I said, I knew how much money I had, right? And I'm very good mathematician, okay? So anyway, I gets to the line and I tell the cashier, I said, look, I got $40 on this card. She said, oh, okay, well, let me go ahead and type this part in, and that way you'll just have to pay the remainder. I said, okay, no problem. Y'all, I swiped that card and I was looking in my purse to give her the rest of it. How come the lady was giving me the receipt? How come somehow I told you I knew because I checked it before I left, okay? Because I don't like being getting up there getting embarrassed and they got to put stuff back and people getting pissed. No, some of y'all go to the store blind. I don't. I always check my balances on everything. Yeah, I got up there, swiped that card, was looking at my purse for the remainder because I knew I had it in my purse. And she gave me my receipt. I said, it went through. She said, I saw that. She said, and yeah, she said, because I typed in 40 like you said. I said, oh, thank you, God. Who? I took my receipt. I said, y'all have a blessed day. Honey held that receipt because, you know, it's police at the door because people be stealing. So anyway, I held my receipt in my hand. The police officer said, well, hello, beautiful. How you doing? I said, I'm fine. How are you? He said, how's your day today? I said, you know what? It's extra terrific, marvelous. And he started laughing. I said, how's yours? He said, it's pretty good. Now it's going to be better. I said, you got that right. I said, have a good day. And walked on out the door. And I'm like, God loves me. Okay? You got your food stamps? Quit playing with me. It ain't like you can send me no food stamps. So let me see. Stop it. Oh my God. Today, what y'all said. Okay, y'all, God corrected it right. And I was like, shut up. But you know, things like it has happened to me. I don't tell y'all stuff like it because you know, there's a lot of naysayers, there's a lot of unbelievers, a lot of people. One thing I don't do is lie on God. That's one thing I don't do. Okay. I don't have to. He's just that good to me, right? I told y'all I'm his favorite daughter. Favor just runs me down. Favor loves me. Favor just, you know. So I'm like, okay, all right. So, honey, who? I was so excited. I got what I needed and I got what I wanted, and I didn't have to pay extra for it. If that ain't a miracle, I don't know what is. Okay. I just don't know. So I will be making my own iced coffee from here on out. I just got to keep up with my ingredients. Okay. So I'm like, go God. Team God. Whoop whoop. Anywho, Creole Butterfly got that 50-year-old stroke looking good and butterfly like her. Huh? Why the police officer had a big yeah, he did. Cause he was in the presence of a queen. You ain't know? You ain't know? For real, I very seldom make men frown. Seriously. I don't care who it is. I very seldom make men frown. I'm God's favorite daughter. I don't want to get started on that, but I am. When you see me, you can't help but to get happy. And that's the truth. Because I'm a ball of sunshine. You know, I ooze love. I ooze happiness. I ooze, you know, whatever. So yeah, anybody that's frowning. Anytime a homeless man, okay? Now he tried to convince me he wasn't homeless, but he was homeless. Anytime a homeless man just come to you and be like, I ain't gonna walk close to you because I don't want you to think I want nothing. All I want to tell you is you beautiful. And I said, thank you. He said, you're welcome. He said, I like your personality. I said, thank you. And he went back over and sat on the ground. I'll take it. Walking up to McAllister's, this man coming from his car. I got close to the door. He said, excuse me. And I turned around. He said, you in the presence of a king. Let me open up that door for you, queen. Thank you. See, some of y'all women, I keep telling y'all, it's okay to be a woman. It's okay. I mean, you know, all that. I'm a woman and I can do what a man can do. Even if you can do it, why would you? If you got a man in your face around you, why would you? I don't get it. But you know, hey, that's my opinion. I ain't gonna get started on that because some of y'all get mad. Y'all be like, that's all she talk about is letting a man do. Yeah, because some of y'all be trying to son these men. And you turn a strong, able-bodied man into your son. And then your relationship be ugly because you be wanting him to stand up in certain areas where you don't knock them down. Now he's acting more like your son than he does your man. And then y'all off balance. That's weird. That's just really weird to me. Okay, next question, next case. So I thought I would do this to make y'all smile today. So hold your panties, hold your underoos. I thought this was so cute. Y'all ready? I gotta play the music so y'all can understand it. Hold on. Here you go. Hold on. Okay. Here we go. Look at Granny. Me and my baby girl, she's 22. She's going on 23. Me and her, we're gonna do the we're gonna do the Ollie Green video. Have y'all seen that video? We're gonna do that video and we're gonna post it. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Y'all gonna be like, oh my goodness, Creole got some bounce with her. Now y'all know I can dance. I don't know why y'all quit playing. Yeah, quit playing with me. Quit playing with me. Um, I want to say shout out to. Let me go back to this story. Hold on, real quick. I want to say shout out to Lamar. Okay, and I love him. I do. I told y'all that's my husband. He just don't know it yet. But yeah, shout out to Lamar. Lamar had a $20 million bonus check, and what he did was donate the entire $20 million bonus check to a sponsorship to deal with charities and homeless relief organizations. Okay. Um, he said there are millions of people struggling every day, families without homes, children without food, veterans without support. So that's why Lamar donated his money and stuff, y'all. So whenever, I'm not a Ravens fan, but I am a Lamar fan, Lamar Jackson fan. One, he came from Louisville, okay? If you don't know, you better ask somebody. So, he was our quarterback in Louisville. The Ravens picked him up. He wasn't in the first round, but his mama told him, you know who we believe in, hold your head up, you will be picked, and then you make them pay. And that's exactly what he's been doing. Okay, that's exactly what he's been doing. So shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? Um, that's what I don't understand about all these black billionaires. It's not their responsibility. First of all, let me just say this: it's not their responsibility to take care of, um, you know, poor people. It's not their responsibility. However, when you see black colleges that's struggling, why not buy up a couple of these job corps centers and open them back up and you fund them and tell, make it to where in the contract when these kids get a job or they start their own business, they have to take out at least 10% of their weekly paycheck to help fund it again. And that keeps the cycle going. Okay. They have no one to do things with anymore. So, that's I think that would be a good idea. That's just me talking though, because you can't tell people what to do with their money. But when you see people that spend $300,000 on a car, and they got like 99,000 cars, you only can drive one car at a time. Your butt can only sit in one seat at a time. Okay. I don't care how big you are, your butt can sit in one seat at a time. All right. Um, so I just don't understand that. It's a status thing with most people. I got this money, so let me show you what I can buy, and all this and stuff. And I just think that's weird. It's just to me, I guess I was raised really, really old school to where I'd rather have my money working for me where I can see what's going on and have it in the bank than to just be blowing it on stuff that don't mean nothing. Now, every now and then, everybody deserves a splurge day. Okay, mine was today because I went and bought my stuff to start making my own iced coffee now. So that was my little splurge day today. You know what I'm saying? And everything. But just to go and cause you can buy some Louis Vuittons. That's all you want to buy because you can buy a gold tub. That's what I mean. Really, like even when I was younger and I was making all this money and stuff. I wish, even though I wasn't as frivolous with the money as I could have been, I still had times that I would spend recklessly just because I could. But I would come to myself, and even now I be thinking back like, I wish I had that money now. Cause you're supposed to get wiser, right? You know what I'm saying? So now that I'm older, I'm very much wiser. I wish I had that money now because I tell y'all, I would have a house. Shout out to this person. I ain't gonna tell your business, but I would have a house in Mexico. When I tell y'all I got smart friends, if you're the smartest person in your circle, you need new friends. Me and my friends, iron sharpens iron. We make each other think. And this particular person, I remember some years ago when they said they were looking into buying a house in this particular country because when they retire, that's where they're going. And to know that the person got the house, I just agreed to go sit on the boat. So I'm waiting on the boat. Okay. That's what I agreed to do. I said I can visit. But if you gotta fly, no, because there's a fly ban now. There's a travel ban. Just in case y'all didn't know, y'all may want to go and check out Trump and see what else he's done. He's got a travel ban. Moving right along. Next thing, I thought this was very intelligent right here. Okay, hold on. And then I got two more things, and then we out of here. Okay. All right, let's go. Let me make sure y'all can see it. I hope y'all having a great Thursday.
My man and I left Chicago and moved to a small town in the middle of nowhere to start building our dream life. We bought a neglected 5.5 acre property for less than 120K at 21 and 22 years old. Meaning all the structures on property were dilapidated and unlivable. Realistically, in our early 20s, we don't have 500K to hire somebody to build up the property how we want it. And after the first 3 years of doing everything DIY, we finally able to hire somebody to do our barn. This is the foundation of our barn. And aside from taking in animals that need a home, we also working on building a couples retreat. A retreat where couples can refocus, recenter, and relock in. Almost 3 years ago now, my man and I left Chicago and moved to a small town in the middle of nowhere to start building our dream life. We bought a neglected 5.5 acre property for less than 120K at 21 and 22 years old. Meaning all the structures on property were dilapidated.
At 21 and 22 years old. I can tell you what I did at that age. Believe it or not, I came out with my own cosmetics. I had started my first business. What's up, Tabay Boo? Long time no see. How are you, love? That's what I was doing at 21 and 22. I know a lot of people can't, they don't know what they did at that age. I do. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna have to go back and research this. If I'm not mistaken, I think I was in medical school too at the time because I was trying to become a doctor. I wanted to be a cardiologist for babies. I wanted to work on babies, and that's yeah. So I am great. Y'all heard me smacking. I'm sorry. That's my dip and chips. Today, I was gonna do it in the oven, but I don't feel like waiting. So I'm gonna make my fried Creole fish. So I went and got me some catfish. It looked spectacular today. I'm like, today is my day. Can you say winning? Today is my day, okay? Some days it's just your days. You know what I'm saying? And winning, y'all, happy life is flirting. He just flirts with his little happy life. He just flirts, y'all. You know. Happy life. Before I would date you, you would have to talk to 300. I don't think he'll let that happen. I think 300 will pour rank on you. I think 300 would be like, nah, player. Not sure. I'm not sure. We're not as close as we used to be, but I can almost promise you that 300 would be like, nah, player. That's my mind. That's my mind. Well, he used to be my. I still consider him my mind because he started with me when I started and everything. So, some life happens, and sometimes people can't fulfill their obligation, you know. But he knows he got his job whenever he really want to come back, But I need him to be dedicated because my channel's growing, you know. So, yeah, but he's all right. He's all right. I've been trying to marry him out. He won't let me. Seriously. I've been trying to find him a girlfriend, everything. He gets mad at me. He won't let me. So that's where we are with that. He keeps telling me, stop. Stop. I'm like, what? I'm just trying to find you somebody. He won't let me find him nobody, y'all. What kind of friend would I be? He is a good dude. You know what I'm saying? And he can sing. You know what I'm saying? So ladies, he can sing. He is a good dude and can sing. No kids, no sharing. I mean none. Not a chick nor child, nowhere. Okay? Got his own stuff. So why wouldn't I want to try to set him up with a good woman? But he told me no. So I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. When he's ready, it's not like he can't find his own one because he's dated before and everything. But I just feel like people need to be with people. I'm just that type. You know what I'm saying? But I'd rather for him to be by himself than to get a gold digger, somebody who really don't want to be with him. So I'm gonna leave it up to him. Okay. I'm gonna leave it up to him. I'm a man, the business that pays me. Okay. All right. I'm pulling up my next story, and this right here rocked my boat. Okay, it shook my never minds. I had to get it. Let me pull this from this person's channel first. Give me one moment. I told y'all 5G sucks. They should have left 3G alone. Because 5G, I don't get this. I don't get it whatsoever. It's supposed to be faster and it's not. So, yeah. It's like, what? Now, what's the point of it again? Hold on. Elevate your mind. Resource. Let nobody take control. Hold on. Okay, here we go. I was trying to put it on full screen. So let me pull it up now so you all can see it. Pay attention to what she's saying, y'all. Lolo, I was just talking about you, boo. I said, I blame you, Lolo, because I started spending money at Dunkin' Donuts for iced coffee. But then I done learned how to make my own iced coffee, and it's better than Dunkin' Donuts. So I went and got the ingredients, the extra ingredients today just to switch it up. Because I'm fancy, huh? Yeah, so I blame you. All right, since I blame Lolo, okay, let's move on. 300 says anything can happen. Play your God favorites. You need a godly woman like Creole. You at work listening? Okay. Uh. Happy life. Leave 300 alone. Leave him alone. He probably ain't even in the chat no more. 300 comes in and out. Let me see if he's in the chat. Hold on. I'm gonna text him and see. Hold on, I'm here, y'all. And shout out, y'all go over and support. Y'all go over and support my buddy, Real Life with Anthony McNeil and Apollo. He actually came on last night and today doing his music. Y'all know he's the maestro when it comes to music, y'all. I keep telling y'all sleeping on him. I wish he'd do his music much more. And I know he's a busy man, and everything. But I love when he come on and and make his. And what's so funny, he creates it right in front of your eyes. Like he'll come on, he'll show you the machine that he's on, and he'll put a bass there, and then he start mixing and matching in your face and create a masterpiece right in front of your face. And man, bad. Okay, I told y'all I don't have no friends that's a dope. I don't have none of them. Everybody that are cool with me and very close to me are very intelligent. Cause I am. Cause I don't want to hang with nobody that's dumb. Like I told you, if you're the smartest person in your circle, something wrong with you. Okay, you need to get new friends. Because y'all are supposed to make each other better. Boom forward.
Approximately 12,000 ships that brought 12.5 million Africans to the Americas. She got 12,000 ships.
Mm-hmm.
What I realized was that I could not tell you the name of a single one of those ships growing up, but I could tell you about the Mayflower. I could tell you about the Titanic. I could tell you about all these other ships that were considered important, but I couldn't name one of those.
One of 12,000.
That didn't feel right to me. So it's the first stat. The second one, and this is the one that sits heaviest on my heart, I learned that there were 1.8 million Africans who died just in the crossing from Africa to the Americas. We're not talking about the number of people who died once they arrived and were enslaved. Just in the
transition.
I didn't know it was 1.8 million people. That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
I was like, where the memorial? Who's honoring that enormous loss of life? I was like, there are chapters of history that are just missing. So this work felt really important to me to be a part of. I learned.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Let me tell y'all. They're talking about there was 12,000 ships, slave ships. We never hear about those many ships, okay? But there was 12,000. And in the process, 1.8 million Black folks died. Not here, just coming here. Okay, I'm going to say that again. There were 12,000 ships they don't talk about. They only talk about the Mayflower and all that. I found out that one of the ships' name was Jesus, and it rocked my boat. Do you hear me? No pun intended. It rocked me. Yes, one of the ships was named Jesus. Okay? And there was 1.8 million. Okay, that's a city. In some areas, it's a whole state. Close to it, 1.8 million Black people that died coming here. And all people want to talk about, and I'm not slighting this when I say it because it was horrible. The Holocaust was horrible. Okay, let's not sleep on that. It was horrible. But so was the slave trade. So was stealing people and forcing them plank-wise on a ship to bring them somewhere they know not of to serve you. That was sad too. And more of us died, okay, than anybody else. And more of us. This is the reason why. Okay, let me answer this question. I get people to email me and ask me, can I ask you a question? Why is it that, Black people are so, what is the word was used? In other words, demanding reparations. And the thing about it is, I didn't have nothing to do with it. My grandfather didn't have nothing to do with it. So why would we do that? I'm going to tell you why. Safe space. Hey, boo. Y'all, this is V. Terrell Hill, the one I be telling y'all about. That's just awesome. I love his channel. You are at peace in space over there. Yes. Thank you so much for dropping down, love. I'll be there tonight. Yes. And in the private chat. But y'all, it was 1 point. Oh, okay. I was answering the question why. This is why. Because even though the Holocaust was very bad and everything, it ended. And those survivors and descendants from that got their pay, got their reparations. Black people, it went on for 400 plus years. Think about that. You know how many generations that was? 400 and something years, there was thousands of ships. There was 1.8 million that died even coming here. Really? Most of the 500 companies that surround built their company on the back of slaves. Most inventions that you see was stolen from slaves because slaves had no rights. Whatever they created, whatever they came up with, was the rights of the property owner, aka slave master. So that's why we feel we are owed that. That's why we know we are owed that, because ours lasted longer than anybody. 400 plus years? Are you kidding? Not to mention that our land was stole from us. There was already some blacks here. This was our land. I can give y'all a history lesson and y'all won't believe it, but we're going to go on. I just wanted y'all to hear that. Let's hear it once again.
Learned that there were approximately 12,000 ships that brought 12.5 million Africans to the Americas. She got 12,000 ships.
Mm-hmm.
What I realized was that I could not tell you the name of a single one of those ships growing up, but I could tell you about the Mayflower. I could tell you about the Titanic. I could tell you about all these other ships that were considered important, but I couldn't name one of those.
One of 12,000.
That didn't feel right to me. So it's the first stat. The second one, and this is the one that sits heaviest on my heart, I learned that there were 1.8 million Africans who died just in the crossing from Africa to the Americas. We're not talking about the number of people who died once they arrived and were enslaved. Just in the
transition.
I didn't know it was 1.8 million people.
And plus the conditions to the person who, thank you, boo, plus the conditions of the slaves, how they were put on these ships, okay? I mean, you wouldn't pack a dog like that, okay? Matter of fact, some of our ancestors, they rather die than to come somewhere in chains. A lot of them, jumped ship. And then some of them, and I played y'all that video of, a reenactment of the slave owners with the slaves on the boat. And because they would get taxed for having too many slaves, they just dumped them in the ocean, chained together, babies, women, and men. They just dumped them. Y'all, the conditions that we have suffered under, and that's why some of us, they say all skin folk ain't kin folk. That's true. Because some of us is so ridiculous in how we look at things. I want to smack you and your mama. Seriously, that's how deep it goes. I want to smack you and your mama. Because it's like, how could you be so nonchalant about the things and the suffering of us as a people? If you don't know nothing else, you need to know something about your people suffering. And to see people always agree with the opposed people against your own, oh, well, I don't think it's just like, okay, I told y'all the other day about these so-called preachers. Watch what I tell you, okay? Watch what I tell you. There will be a lot of preachers that is getting some funds to keep you in line. Just like back in slavery. The preachers had to watch what they preached. The slave owner didn't mind them gathering together for a minute. Okay, for a minute. All right? But he had to preach what was approved by the slave owner. That's why that one scripture that everybody like to talk about, slaves, obey your master, that was drilled in our heads. But here's the thing. A slave was meant to be treated as an extension of the owner. They were supposed to get the best of the food, the best of the accommodations, everything. However your master was treated, that's how you were supposed to be treated. You was just supposed to do what they had ownership of you. And it was never supposed to be just one color. That's what a lot of y'all don't understand. Now they're trying to change the word slave when they teach it in school to servitude. Servitude mean I had the ability to disagree with you. I had the right to say, no, I'm not going to do this today and not get killed or beat. That's not servitude that we were under. We were under slavery. Horse slavery. Horse whipped. I mean, it just is what it is. And I'm not telling y'all to hate nobody because I don't hate people. I hate what was done to us. Okay? I hate what they're trying to do to us now, which it ain't going to happen. I mean, they're going to try to make it hard, but it ain't going to happen. And let me tell y'all something. Okay? I keep telling y'all, for you all to keep thinking you are not God's chosen people, I don't know what church you're going to. And baby, you need to kind of like, listen to my teaching sometime, because you are in the Bible, okay? You are the people that Moses freed, okay? You're also in Deuteronomy, and it tells you that they're going to get you by ships. It talks about that when you go back in bondage. Okay, so yeah. So don't let nobody tell you that the Bible is a white man's. That's a lie. If anything, you all up and through the Bible. For real. You just gotta know. You gotta know what you got. You just gotta know. And I understand that some of these pastors really wasn't called, nor were they chosen. They went. There was an era to where the pimps was all at. And a lot of these pastors transitioned from pimps to pastors. Let's just keep it 100. You know what? Y'all didn't come over here for that. Okay, let me move on. I'm sorry, y'all. I love y'all. I really do. Let me move on. What's my next thing real quick so we can get out of here? Because I got some catfish to fry. Let me see. We're not eating healthy today. We're eating very bad. We're eating chips and dip, and we're eating catfish, fried at that, with homemade tartar sauce. Mm-hmm. And I might make me another iced coffee. Who knows? I don't know. It just depends on how I feel. If I don't make me another iced coffee, then, I don't know. I might make something. Hold on. All right. I'm waiting on it to populate, y'all. And then I'm going to share it with you guys. Now, this was sent to me as well. And I thought it, was great to share with you guys. Once I was going to talk about, the ships, how many ships, and blah, 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 and all of this and stuff, right? So, okay. I was waiting for this other screen to pop up. All right. Ah, okay. He's going to play safe space. Whoa. Okay. Okay. And here we go. Yeah, y'all know my little computer. Yeah. Y'all know it needs Jesus. Pray for me. One day I'll give me another one. Because for some reason this one won't let me clean it. And y'all know I do computers, so it won't let me clean it. So okay, let's go.
Hitler kills 2 million white people. He is the most evil man that ever lived. Leopold kills 20 million Africans. He still does not appear on the list of the most wicked people that ever lived on the earth. There must be something wrong with this narrative. Totally something wrong with that narrative. It can be right by day, by night, by numbers, by mathematics, by ethnography. It cannot be right that the whole world watches the massacre of black people and says nothing.
Well, what y'all think? Let's go.
Hitler kills 2 million white people. He is the most evil man that ever lived. Leopold kills 20 million Africans. He still does not appear on the list of the most wicked people that ever lived on the earth. There must be something wrong with this narrative. Totally something wrong with that narrative. It can be right by day, by night, by numbers, by mathematics, by ethnography. It cannot be right. That the whole world watches the massacre of black people and says nothing.
Okay. So I wonder why is that, y'all? That's all I'm asking. Why is that? Because, things can happen to us and people won't feel no type of way, but things can happen to everybody else. And, that's why you got to learn how to care about you. You got to learn how to care about your neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Things start in your neighborhood first. And when I'm talking about your neighborhood, I'm talking about the people that you come in contact with. You can't make government changes until you make changes in your own area. You can't make changes for the government until you decide to change your mind about situations. It just is what it is. So now to some happier stuff, because I know I done depressed y'all. Y'all gotta have, you know what? You can't just eat dessert. Your teeth will be rotted, you'll be overweight, you'll have diabetes, all of the things. So you can't just have dessert, y'all. You gotta learn how to take good things that's gonna stimulate your mind and your growth, as well as some things that you enjoy that makes you laugh, whatever the case may be. Okay. So, I don't apologize for who I am or how I do my channel. It is mine, and I do it the way that I'm supposed to. Now, this is something you guys didn't know. Hold on. I got the wrong one up. Let me pull it up. Now, I will say this, that everybody's talking about how Elon Musk wants people to not accept the ban. I mean, not accept the bill because it's a bad bill. He's not worried about that bill. You know what he's worried about? He's mad that they won't back something that has to do with his company with the American people. That's what he's upset about. It has nothing to do with you. He could care less about you and what you're doing. Don't get it twisted. Y'all need to read between the lines, okay? So let me share this with you. Now, they want to cut food stamps, snaps, whatever you call them, okay? They want to cut it, right? Watch this. Did y'all know this? Check this out. I'm JS, okay? Make sure y'all can see it. USDA employees among 6 charged in one of the largest food stamp fraud cases in U.S. history. Let that sink in. USDA employee among 6 charged in one of the largest food stamp fraud cases in U.S. history. I don't know what to say. I mean, I want to say more, but I think it speaks for itself, It just speaks for itself. It's just, I told y'all coming into 2025, I told y'all when y'all asked me about, okay, Creole, what is going to happen in 2025? I told y'all, I said, if I didn't know God, what I see would scare me. I said, I would tell y'all like this. What can be shooken will be shooken. I said 2025 is the year of the shakeups. I said, when it's all said and done, we really won't know this America, because America is going to, be broken into different beliefs, different things, and all of this and stuff. I said, and some of the things that have never been done is going to be done. It was more things I told you. I told you about Jakes, told you about Diddy. I absolutely told you about Diddy. I told you about Diddy in 2023. I told you about Jakes in 2023, how it was going to unfold. I also told y'all that they really want Jay-Z too. And we'll start seeing things over the time where they're going to start trying to bring Jay-Z in, you know? Um, so I'm telling y'all, all genders of life, from church, entertainment, business, nothing is stable. Everything that can be shook will be shook. Okay. So, and that's happening for a reason. Even the way people think. And I heard Miss Olivia, she said something that I've said before too. Shout out to Miss Olivia. She said right has become wrong and wrong has become right. And I told y'all, I said it's coming a time where right is gonna be wrong and wrong is gonna be right. And people are gonna get mad at you for doing right. People are gonna hate you for thinking right, acting right, walking right, standing up for right. People are going to hate you for that. Okay? These are the same people that want things their way, like Burger King. The same people that wants it to have it their way, And like I told y'all the other day, the Bible's not supposed to agree with you. It's not. It's not supposed to agree with me. And people get mad at that. And it's okay. It is. It's okay. But before I take it back, I add more to it. It's not supposed to agree with you. And that's what people's mad about, because it does not agree. Now, do I think it has errors in it? Yeah. And I know y'all not going to hear many people say that. Do I think it has errors in it? Yeah, because man is flawed and man wrote it. If you understood, and those of you who have been following me, I did the history of the Bible when it was written, who wrote it, and all of that and stuff like that. And that they got part of it. I don't know the other part, and I ain't gonna say all, okay, because I don't want to set myself up like that. But I do know they got part of the Bible that we honor, that we study, and that we go by, and I do, okay. They got part of that from the Ethiopian Bible. Now, in its own record. Okay, it's in history that the Ethiopian Bible is the oldest Bible there is. Okay, that should tell you something. That should tell you something. And it was more than 10 commandments. Okay, he actually took those. Now, man, let me move on. Like I said, I don't want to say too much. Some of y'all can't handle it. Some of y'all can't handle it. Y'all be like, what is she talking about? Oh my God, I don't believe her. She's a liar. My pastor ain't never said nothing like this. She's a liar. Maybe your pastor don't know. And that's okay. A person can only teach you from where they at. Oh, that was good. I'm going to say it again. A person can only teach you from where they're at. Okay? Like, I've never been a electron. No, I don't want to say that. I've never been a brain surgeon, so therefore, I can talk about the brain, but I don't know how to perform surgery on the brain. You see what I'm saying? So I can only tell you from where I'm at. I can only talk to you from the knowledge that I have, that I've acquired. I cannot talk to you as a brain surgeon when I've never went to school to be one. I've never studied to be one. I've never performed any of the duties of a brain surgeon. So it's just like most pastors. They can only talk to you from what they have experienced, was taught, or learned. That far. And a lot of them didn't learn much. Okay? So you only can learn up under those that know what they know. That's why there's many of these things called the Holy Bible. That's why you need to also familiarize it for yourself, read it for yourself, so that some things can become second nature to you, and you can tell when somebody's up in the pulpit and lying about a scripture. Because believe it or not, there are some pastors and ministers, they get up in the pulpit and don't know what they're talking about. They put like two scriptures together that's so far apart from being in the book together that, and if you don't know, you're going to go, yeah, okay, yeah. No, and no. Just like, okay, in the word, when it talks about women should learn from their husbands, there's a part, and I'm paraphrasing this, okay? But there's a part that says, women should learn from their husbands, blah, blah, blah. My question when I first read that was, What if you're not married? Then it says a woman shouldn't usurp a man. Okay. It means rule over, be the head of, blah, blah, blah. Now, you do know, and maybe you don't, but in, I believe it's Hebrew, and I reserve the right to come back and change that if it's Arabic. But I believe it's Hebrew, the real Hebrew. When it talks about woman at that point, it's actually talking about wife. It's not woman, it's wife. So when you read it in context like that, when you read it where it says a woman shouldn't usurp, be above, cover, dominate a man, it makes you understand now when it says a wife, okay? Because the man should be the head as long as he can lead, okay? You're not even supposed to have a wife, wives or concubines if you can't afford to take care of them. That's Bible too, and a lot of people forget about that one. If you can't take care of that you give in your name, you're not supposed to have it. Move forward. Hold on. Let me see. And I get down to my last thing. I have really enjoyed you guys today. Hold on. I am looking. I had to switch different platforms, y'all. So that's why I'm trying to go. I'm sorry. I don't have the fancy setup to where I can just click and everything be in one spot. Sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, I love that song. Forgive me. Uh, every time I try to do the right thing. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Is this it? Come on, 5G. I need you to 5G. Okay. This right here I thought was sad. I'm gonna say not sad like, oh Creole, please don't make me sad. But I thought was sad because this person right here, let me tell you something. When people call themselves your friend, or when you call people your hey laddie boo, hey, when you call people your friend, you need to make sure that they have walked that line to have that title. Some of y'all use this friend word so loosely. And I know y'all heard me talk about the real life with Anthony McNeil. He proved himself to me as my friend. I told you I was going through with my deceased daughter what happened to her, and he stood up and stuck right there, took care of different things for me, and has been by me ever since. Okay, ever since. If there's anything he's done to me that is against what a friend do, I don't know about it. So it's still compliments to him. Okay, so I don't use that word loosely. You understand what I'm saying? A person really has to go through the battles with me. Like we have to go in the sandbox and build some sandcastles and, make sure that when it rains, it stands and all this type of stuff. I don't just call people my friend. And I understand when people do that. As maybe it's a different meaning. And I get that, if that's the case, if you're using it lightly as a different meaning, then okay, whatever. You know, Here we go. I want y'all to see this. And she's so beautiful. I don't know why this happened to this lady. I have no idea why this happened to her, but this is a lesson. This is a lesson, okay? Let's go. Did y'all see that? It says time to clean up. Nobody showed up for her at this baby shower. They spent whoever her and somebody else spent all this money for her baby shower, and nobody showed up. Nobody showed up, y'all. What's up, Queen Pisces? I was in Louisville. Were you? I wish I'd have known you then. I would have hung out with you. We could have went and got something to eat. I'm interviewing Breonna Taylor's mother. Since the courts has taken away hate speech and something else, the last cop, they convicted him, but now they don't know how they're going to sentence him, because part of the sentence had to do with going against her rights as a Black person. Okay, so we just had another celebration here in Louisville. Like, I live in the outskirts of Louisville, but I grew up in Louisville, and they just had another celebration down there where everybody was and everything. I was going to show that video, but I decided against it. But I did talk to Brianna's mother not too long ago, and she's still going to do my interview, but she asked me to still give her some time, and I told her, take all the time you want, even if it's next year. Take all the time you want. I'm at her beck and call, because I know when she come on here, she's going to tell some things that we didn't know. So yeah, so hopefully when you have found, shut up, girl. Let me see. That is so sad. I wonder, did she have a RSVP list? Because, woo, I know, right? Safe space. I know. I'm like, wow. You heard about the celebration? Okay, yeah. So, let me say this. This is Pride Month, y'all. And everybody gets mad at me because I'm a minister and they know I preach straight word, but that I say Happy Pride Month. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all gonna be very mad at me. And what is my philosophy, butterflies? It's better to be pissed than pissed on. Okay. I'm gonna do me. Okay. I'm gonna do me. I don't mean to offend nobody, but I'm gonna do me. Okay. I am 54 years old, proud to say that. And I have never lived my life for the opinions of others. I have a baby girl who is a lesbian, and I support her wholeheartedly. When my daughter, I'm going to tell y'all something y'all didn't know. When my daughter thought that she was not supported and everything, she tried to kill herself. Let that sink in. My husband and I, my late husband and I, had just left, okay, going on a staycation to a hotel. We had already booked the hotel and all that. It was on the outskirts of Louisville. And I had given my oldest son, who's grown and all that, I had given him our number where we're going to be, the hotel where we're going to be. He already had the cell phone. I said, so if you can't reach the cell phone, have them page the hotel room if anything goes wrong. Well, me and my late husband didn't know what's going to go wrong, So we get out there, we get our stuff unpacked. We sitting there, and I start telling him I feel something. He's like, oh, Lord, I hate when you say that. I said, I do. As soon as I said I feel something, y'all, the hotel phone rung. And I'm like, something's wrong. Because nobody knows we here but our son. I answered the phone and said, hello. He said, Mama, we on our way to the ER. I'm like, what is going on? He told me, baby girl tried to kill herself. Now, okay, so I don't care what y'all say. I support mine. I support my children wholeheartedly. I don't care if they was whatever. Now, I might turn them in if they was doing something they shouldn't do. I would love them enough to turn them in. I ain't like some of y'all. I ain't gonna support no foolishness like that. But if this is who she is, I love all of her. Okay. Now, what bothers me is these same church folks won't say too much about fornication, adultery, molestation, pedophilia. You won't say nothing about that. You'll forgive the pastor if he does that, or a minister if he does that, and you'll get mad if anybody brings it up. But all we hear about is same sex. That's all we hear about. If we're gonna teach what's wrong, teach all of it's wrong. Sex out of marriage is wrong. It's called fornication, folks. Sex with somebody else outside of your husband or wife is called adultery, people. That's in the word too. Okay? So all of my people that I just offended, you'll be okay. I'm quite sure many people have said things to you worse than what I just said. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. They act like one sin. Right. Only time I say that is in when you in the word and it talks about abomination, that's a greater sin because what that is saying is like this is my understanding of it, for me going to school and things of this nature. It's like you trying to say the way that God did something was wrong. And so that's what abomination is. But sin is still sin. It's just different levels. Just like a liar is still a liar, just some people are habitual liars, different level. See? So I mean, and when I asked my daughter, thank God she, because God got a purpose on her life, and she's way better now than she's doing the thing. Okay, she doing the thing. She grown. She on her own. She got a townhouse. Blah, 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 blah. I can keep going. Okay, so I'm proud of her. When I asked her why, because I call myself the mama that loves all her children, and I asked her why, and she felt like that we didn't receive that part of her. And that did something to me because I'm like, I'm the mother my kids can come and talk to. Even if it's about sex. I've always been that one they come and talk to. When I try to tell my sons about sex, they start screaming and holding their ears. They're like, Mama, no, 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 not from you. I'm like, well, who else gonna tell you? Because your daddy ain't gonna tell you. Because my husband, God rest his soul, y'all. So, but they was like, nah, we'll just wait. We'll wait for daddy to tell us. So, let's celebrate your grace, love, and empathy as a mom. Oh, thank you. Thank you. And y'all, I'm not saying it's easy. Y'all know I had 9 children, seven girls, 2 boys. I had 9 of them things, okay? You know what I'm saying? So, I dealt with a many attitudes. Sometimes my sons got attitudes worse than my daughters. Good grief. But that's neither here nor there. I'm just saying to some of you parents, I understand the hard walk of being raised one way, and then it's like the same child is raised in your house go against what your beliefs are. Okay, I get it. But in the same token, that's your baby. That's your child. Love your child. And you know what my daughter told me? Mom, I'm not asking you to accept my lifestyle. I'm asking you to love me. That did something to me. And I'm like, I do love you. She said, no, you don't. She said, not like I need it. I said, well, how do you need it? So now we have, not now, but when this happened, it opened my eyes to where, yeah, I was kind of slighted when it came to, yeah, I had to, and you would think I wouldn't be because one of my biological sisters is married to a woman. Okay. So you think, well, huh? It didn't make sense, y'all. It did not make dollars, so it didn't make sense. Okay. I'm just saying, y'all, love your children. Love your children. They're yours. Sometimes you have to do tough love, and that's okay. But love your kids. I don't know why I'm on this subject, but have your way, God, because a lot of y'all don't. If you know you've raised your children and they go against how you raised them correctly, you like what you knew to be true, you raised them like that. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Pull your pants up, wear a belt. Don't hit no women if you're a man, and don't start no stuff with a man if you're a woman. Respect yourself, respect your elders, pay your bills on time, get you a job, go to school. All the good things. Put God first. When you've raised your children, and for some reason they go against that, it ain't got nothing to do with you. It ain't got nothing to do with you. Because whoever you are, you didn't do everything your parents said either. And if you said you did, you're a lie and God ain't in you. You're a lie and God ain't in you. Because, baby, when I was in my teens, my mama didn't know. But me and a couple of my friends would go and get a bottle of gin and split it and have a little cup like we drinking Kool-Aid or water and have gin and juice. That's why I don't drink to this day, because gin made me fight. I fight every time. My husband used to tell me it's the Indian in me. He said that y'all don't like, I don't know what it was, but I fight every time yeah. Mm-mm. And after going to jail and being threatened by jail several times because you fighting, you learn how to, maybe I don't need to do this, okay? And I can't drink. 2 sips of anything gets me knocked. So you learn, you, you learn not to, yeah. Okay, so let me do this and let me get out of here. We try. Right. I didn't do it, honey. I didn't, hold on. And what's so funny, my baby girl is like she acts just like I used to. And her daddy used to tell her all the time. My husband he used to say, "You don't know, but you just like your mama." It's like my splitting. She don't look like me, like the rest of them. Like she favors me. You can tell it's my child. But like I got some kids. I mean, you stand us all up, we look like sisters. Okay, I mean we look for real, look just like sisters. But how she acts, the way she carries herself and stuff, that's me all up and down from her attitude, everything. That's why I knew how to deal with her because it's like dealing with myself. And when she used to get on these little tangents to where, she wants to be pissed today just to be pissed, I wouldn't pay no attention to her. And it would make her so mad. But within the hour of all that, she come right back to herself. Mama, what you doing? Because I knew that girl. I used to be that girl. Just, want to be pissed just to be pissed. Ain't nobody did nothing to me, but I didn't know at the time. I was still working out things that had happened to me. And all of a sudden, it would be like, oh, I couldn't express it in verbal wise, in verbiage. So I would act it, Good thing I had a great husband that understood and allowed me room to be me and to heal, So it just is what it is. Let me go here. And now my daughter, that same daughter, has learned how to talk. She's in counseling. I think she said twice a week. I don't want to lie on her. Yeah, I'm so connected with my counselor. Yeah, I am a therapist. I'm a retired therapist. Excuse me, a retired therapist. I used to be a therapist. My husband retired me before he passed away. I'm a retired therapist, but I have a therapist. Okay, counselor, therapist, whichever way you want to say it. I have one, and it's so funny because I'm so connected with mine. And she was the second one because the first one, it was like a bad perm. It just didn't work. It didn't fit. It just didn't fit. But this second one, baby, okay, we're going on 2 years together. And it's so funny because she called me today and she was like, have you been? I said, oh, thank you, because I forgot to call you yesterday, get myself back on the calendar. She said, I know, but don't apologize. She said, for living your life. She said, I just knew we hadn't talked this month, and it's already, the going on the 6th. She said, so I called to get you on the schedule. I'm like, thank you. So that's how connected we are. If she don't hear from me, she knows to call me so that I can get on the schedule and we can keep this thing going, okay? Because you got to know when you need something bigger than yourself. You got to know when you need something bigger than your friends. You got to know when you need something bigger than your pastor. Okay? And the one thing I learned, what's up, Catherine Boo? This is the one thing I learned. And I learned this from her. I was telling her everything, right? And she got real quiet. And then she said, I have a question. And I said, okay. She said, I'm just going to ask you this question. I said, okay. She said, who took care of you? Now, that's a simple question, right? Don't you know I didn't have an answer for that? And I was crying and didn't know I was crying. I was wondering why she gave me a Kleenex, you know it's bad that you're crying. Tears is coming down your eyes and you're not even connected enough to know that you're crying. Because I was one. You too, I'll see you tonight if you go live, a safe space. Don't forget y'all to subscribe to him. He is all that. He's all that. Oh shoot, I'm over my time. Okay, well I guess I'll go 10 more minutes and be done. Y'all, we shouldn't be so detached from our feelings that we don't know when we're crying. That's what let me know I had deeper problems than what I know. You know what my problem was? Because I started being molested at an early age and, all the things, great and all the things, I started learning how to protect me. I started holding my feelings in. I started not showing weakness. I started doing all of that, right? So me being a protector to take care of other people and hiding my feelings, you know what I'm saying? I never let my emotions out like that. Like I would tell you to cry and I would be there for you and I would have that shoulder for you. Okay. But to me, crying meant weakness. Crying meant I'm allowing you to take advantage of me. Crying meant all the things that it's not supposed to mean. That's what it meant to me. So I would never do that. So now when I cry, I have to remind myself it's okay. It's okay. And I know some of y'all have never had to deal with that, and I'm grateful that you haven't. But me, I'm truthful.com. Me, I had to tell myself it was okay to cry. That's a conversation even to this day I have with myself. It's okay to feel what you're feeling, Coco. It's okay to cry. Okay, moving forward. It just is what it is. This person right here, y'all. Y'all see the thing. She lost her mom, but look what happened. Look what happened.
What the hell you mean got into it? Girl, don't play with me. What are you doing? What the
Okay, so I just wanted to share that with you guys. She lost her mother and was feeling down, and they started surprising her. The family started surprising her to come and have a sleepover with her to bring her spirits up. I remember that's how the family used to be, y'all. We used to care a lot for one another. We did, and the emotions and the mentality of people that had our same name. We used to care a little bit more than we do now. I don't know. I hate to say it like this, but I don't know if we'll ever get that back because a lot of people are not willing to do the work. Okay, a lot of people it takes work, and a lot of people are not willing to do the work, and so yeah. I know y'all heard about this too. Let me go ahead and share this with y'all too. Hold on. I'm gonna have to mute the music because if not, you know, YouTube will have something to say about it. I'm muting the music. This guy lost his life. When I seen this at first, I didn't know that that's what happened, but he did. Watch what happened. He jumped up her, boom. And see, your boy gonna keep trying to. He gonna keep trying to. He's gonna keep trying to do his concert, but yeah, he's not gonna be able to. Look at him. Y'all see him laying on the ground? He's not moving at all. He's deceastable. You know, God rest his soul. That's Scrappy performing. See, even he stopped. I don't think Happy Life is here no more. 300. Y'all need to get y'all time together. He said something to you way up the line. Okay, let me show it to you again, Corinne. Hey, boo. Okay, here we go. Watch. He gonna run and jump up on there. Watch. Boom. Are you been in the bushes, boo? Okay. Scrappy security guard. As soon as the guy jumped up on the stage, he pushed him backwards. And that guy didn't have a chance to break his fall. And when he fell backwards, he bust his head open, I believe. But he passed away. He's not moving enough. Watch. You can see him on the ground. He's not moving or nothing. He passed away. One more time. See, even Scrappy had to stop singing. Here it goes, the beginning. Watch it. He's going to come from his side and run up her. Boom. Took him off his feet. Only thing I'm gonna say about that, like I said, I hate that guy lost his life like that, but that was dumb. That was dumb. And you know, a lot of times, you guys, you gotta, something may seem innocent, but is it worth it? Okay, like, you know, if he's a celebrity and he's performing at a concert, why would you go and jump up on the, you know, why? Mm-mm. Queen Pisces, if you ever come back here, let me know ahead of time. We could have some lunch or something, girl. Yeah, playing too much can get you hurt. Seriously. Yeah, playing too much can get you hurt, y'all. Hold on, let me turn this down.
Hey boy, would you meet me on the road tonight?
I want to give y'all some old school therapy. Love.
Shook down, shook out on your loving, and boy,
over you. When y'all get out for here, find y'all favorite old school song and turn it on and just dance to it. I move to it. I played y'all coming on the song that got me moving today. I did my little walk on and all this and stuff. And everything. Still over here in are you still babysitting? Okay. You over it? I know you are. I know you are, and everything. And y'all, if y'all can go and give VD Ham, I think it D, the letter D Ham show. Go give him a click in the view on one of his videos. Matter of fact, let me give y'all a little interlude in what he does. Give me one moment. Hold on. D Ham, hold on. He's trying to get his watch hours up, and I understand how that is. I'm gonna share one of his videos later on tonight as well. He might have took his channel down. Let me see. Hold on, because I know he, like I said, he got stuff going on. So, here it is. Hold on. Here it is. Okay, live. Here we go. Hold on. Welcome to the show. Hands in control. Shout street. Hold on.
But feelings and ties, I don't commit. Street lights flash as the ride pulls near. Hop in the back, let me
Wait a
make
minute,
this. That's just how
Okay, so he made a whole song for me, and I was trying to, I was trying to pull my song up because I said I was gonna play it and everything. But he made a whole song for me for Miss Creole, and I like it. Okay, I like it. Anywho, he's very intelligent, y'all. So please, go and support him. Like I said, we're just trying to keep our watch hours up. I'm trying to keep mine's up, and he's trying to get his up so that he can start being. Um, start getting paid for this and everything. All right. Where's the link? Let me see. Hold on. Let me try to put that in here. Hold on one moment. La di da, la di da. Here we go. Right here. Right here. Right here. Okay. Hold on. Here we go. There it is. I put it in the chat. I put it in the chat. Anyway, I wanted to say happy birthday to Breonna Taylor again, y'all. Keep her mother in prayer in Kentucky as a whole, that her mother will continue to get justice, and that this last cop, since they already found him guilty after this last trial, they found him guilty, that they'll find a way to convict him, how to convict him. Okay, thank you, Corinne. I'll let him know. And everything. But yeah, D Ham is very, and I know I'm going back and forth. Y'all pray for me. Um, D Ham is very important to me. Okay, he's a good guy. It's not too many good guy friends you got, but he's a very good guy, y'all. He is, and he's a single dad. He raised his children from 2 years old on up, and I think they're 18 and 20 now, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So, anybody who does that, hey. So yeah, if you can just help, and while you clean up, put on his channel, and because it's music on there, and some things he got on a loop. So if you hear it a couple times, it's because he got it on a loop. Okay, but give him some support if you can. I want to thank everybody who came over to me. Like I said, safe space, you rock. You know what I'm saying? And everything. I am going to be interviewing St. James. If y'all know who St. James is, if y'all haven't, go look at his channel. His name is St. James. He just reached 22K in subbies, and I'm grateful to him that he actually is allowing me to interview him. We're going to have some fun. It's going to be in July, and I want you all to, be a part of it. Be a part of it. Yes. So, remember what I always say, no matter what the test, always do your best and stay out of the drama, y'all. Let people argue with themselves, okay? I love you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. This has been your girl, Creole Butterfly, the gospel personality. You know what? I'm going to say this real quick. D-Ham, I didn't know this. He just told me this because I gave him a prophetic word. He told me that he was called to be a minister, and he is a deacon, or he was a deacon when he was in church. So I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes. Ministry is all in his neverminds and his fingertips and everything. So, I'm praying that he's going and walking his power. Yeah, he is. He's from the church sector. Yep. He is from the church sector. Yep. St. James, he's from the church sector. Absolutely, yes. I'm trying to get Jazz to give me a date because I'm on for Jazz, the official King Jazz. Because that's one I've been wanting to interview. I love my interviews.